Do you see that on the horizon? Don't get too scared. It's just tax day. April brings it every year, and we are here once again. Money Vehicle is going to try to simplify this process for you, so stay tuned. Jedediah Collins here with the Money Vehicle Movement podcast, where we're trying to make financial literacy more current and possibly even a little cooler. Tax day is April 15th, which is the official due date to file your individual tax return to the federal government. If you are an LLC owner or a business owner, you actually have to file quarterly. But again, all payments are estimates until you officially file. If you never filed your taxes before, well, first off, welcome to adulthood. And secondly, let's get ready. In effect, what you're doing is submitting your paperwork to the IRS Internal Revenue Service detailing how much money you earned over the past year and how much federal income tax you paid or how much you're going to owe. This year, the tax return you're submitting will detail your earnings and taxes for the 2024, hence last year, taxes. So, how much money did I make last year? How much money did I pay in taxes? How much money do I get back or do I owe? All for 2024, even though we're already in a quarter of the way through 2025. This is something you are now going to do every year, and everybody in the United States needs to do it. Sure, some people don't, but it'll eventually catch up to them. That's a tax evasion, and it's going to be a lawsuit sooner or later. And if you made under the standard deduction 14,600 and are not self-employed, then maybe you don't need to file taxes. But if you're an NIL athlete and you're making 1099 income over $400, you're going to need to file your taxes. And if you do not, everybody says, "Oh, who's going to catch me?" There are penalties, and the thing about the government, they're charging interest. You will end up paying fines, you will pay interest, and a lot more. For many people, there's a likelihood that you may actually get a tax refund. That means the government is sending you money because you paid too much in taxes from the previous year. 2024, you were making estimates, your company was withholding, you had paid in, and you gave too much. You're going to get some of that money back, but they're not going to pay you interest on those dollars. So if you do not file a tax return, you may miss out on that tax refund. The important thing to know is that tax day is going to come around every year, and if you need more time to get your paperwork together and file, it's possible to file for an extension. I'm not ready by April 15th. Push it out, and you'll get all the way up until October to get your return submitted. Looking at a lot of young people, an extension might be worthwhile. For most of us, this is fairly simple, especially if you only have one job. You get a tax form from your employer, known as a W-2, and you have to look for a few other tax forms, 1099s, 1095s for healthcare, and gather all of these important forms. Using those forms, you can use any number of platform services to fill out your tax return. The IRS actually has a free file alliance where you can have you can get service and some support for free. There are a lot of other choices, so maybe do some research before settling on one and know that they're not all free. If you are looking for a little bit more specific detail, maybe I have a rental property or a side hustle, maybe I have two jobs, maybe I have different environments that need more specific interests, then perhaps you're going to have to pay for a CPA certified public accountant. Further, you might need to file a return with your state too. We talked about federal income. That's the United States. I live in a state. They're also going to want a little bit of taxes. So it's not just the IRS, but your state specifically as well. Perhaps you live in a state with no state income. Congratulations. You will not have to file in that tax in that state. One thing to be mindful of, especially this year, is the promise of AI-powered or enhanced tax prep platforms. These might make it really easy to file your return, but they won't work for everybody. Many of these AI tools are still very new to the market and may have some kinks to work out. They're still learning. Again, they're brand new. That's not to say that they won't work, but just be mindful if you decide to use one of these AI platforms that you should go ahead and just double check all the numbers and the things are what you uploaded. You can always go to an accountant to help you. Accountants help millions of people with their tax returns and know the ins and outs perhaps better than anyone. They will do their best to get you the biggest refund possible, but they also don't work for free either. If you look at your tax situation and it is simple, Free File Alliance or one of the software tools that allows you to file your federal income taxes for free is going to be a good option. April 15th. Put that date on your calendar. Remember, it's coming up. Don't ignore it. Filing your tax return is probably a lot less painful than you think it is, especially if you don't have a very complicated situation or didn't earn a lot of money last year. As you look at this, gather your documents. Hopefully, if you are self employed, you have earmarked 25, 30% of your revenue for this tax filing. If you have any questions, reach out, find your expertise, or dive back into the Money Vehicle program and see if you can solve the problems yourself. Keep driving your money vehicle, and we will see you after tax day.